This is the story of a relationship that no one talks about, but the heartbeat says it all. Such a hidden relationship between mother-in-law and son-in-law. Let's see where this story goes. He was watering the plants in the garden. My husband came out. His eyes were closed. Mother was in shock. It is not a good habit to look like this. She smiled when she heard her mother-in-law speak. It is said that there is some beauty that does not let the eyes down. Mother took hold of his heart and turned her eyes away from him. After some time, the mother-in-law was sitting in the kitchen cutting vegetables. His wife came to him and took hold of his hand. The knife had fallen from her mother's hand. Both had their hand tied. The mother panicked and said, "Son, this is not right." But he couldn't keep his hands off her. After some time, the son-in-law left his mother-in-law's hand and went to his room. It was raining heavily at night. My mother was standing on the balcony. Her mother stood behind her. He said he wanted it to stop. The mother-in-law turned back and started saying that your alphas are moving ahead with their hands. The son approached his mother. There was silence in the drizzling rain. She stared at her mother for a moment, then went to his room. When the electricity went off at night, the mother-in-law was sitting on the cot. The son-in-law came and sat near him and said that the matter of the heart is not hidden in the dark. She grabbed his hand. She shivered but didn't back down. One day, my mother was thinking the same thing. The mother-in-law was standing in front of the mirror while the son-in-law entered the room. I thought time would stop here. The mother said angrily, "Don't talk too much." The son-in-law smiled and said, "If this is a crime, I will commit it again and again." Her mother smiled as she heard him speak. My daughter went to her friend's house today. Only the mother and daughter lived in the house. She was packing clothes in the room. The husband came into the room and put his hand on the clothes. Both had their hand tied. Both had their eyes closed. She wanted to take her eyes off him, but she couldn't. This started a feud between the two. One day the daughter laughed and said, "Amy, you and my husband have a deep friendship." Mother and son-in-law looked at each other, but kept their lips closed. But there was one secret. One day she went to the market. She was sitting on the sofa. At that moment, his wife came over to him and sat down on the couch. The whole room was filled with the scent of you. Mother was in shock. Don't talk nonsense. But her heart was beating so fast. After some time, the mother-in-law was washing the dishes in the kitchen when the son-in-law came after her. He reached out and took her hand. She turned around and looked at him. There was a twinkle in her mother's eyes. There was a stir in his heart. The next day, it started raining again. The husband gave the umbrella to his mother. Bed was very small. Both came close to each other. The mother said a little shyly, "Son, this is wrong." The son-in-law said, "If it is wrong, why is the heart not accepting it?" The mother was silent as she listened to her son. He shut his eyes. It was night. The girl was sleeping in a room. My mother was sitting in the living room. His wife came to him. "I couldn't sleep," she said. "My mother told me to leave everything." The mother held her son's hand. "Even if I want to leave, I can't." Mom didn't let go of his hand. Mother was again standing in front of the mirror. My husband came close to me. He started saying that there is something in your eyes that does not come on the tongue. On hearing the words of her husband, the mother-in-law closed her eyes. His wife placed a hand on his shoulder. Her mother started to scream, but she couldn't resist. One day, my daughter was in the kitchen. Mother and daughter-in-law were sitting together. The son-in-law said softly, "This relationship will not come on the tongue, but he will always live on in my heart." Her mother looked at her and shook her head. The mother-in-law and son-in-law did not describe their relationship in words, but it was all in the eyes. This relationship will never go away, but he will always live on in my heart. Friends, if you like this story, then stay tuned for the next bold and romantic story. Be sure to like my videos and subscribe to my channel. You will take very good care of yourself. See you with the next video.